Hey, my friends, it's your friend Kevin back again today with today's navigating today's week ahead, which is where I take a deck of tarot cards and pull out 7 of them and work with the angel numerology number for each day and where the moon cycle is. So let's get right to it. Not a lot going on this week because we are in, well, the last quarter moon comes up on Friday, but we've also got a lot of movement going on as far as Mars moving into Aries this coming Thursday. So things can speed up. Now, not a lot happens in the moon cycle on the first quarter and the last quarter of each moon cycle. But of course, then we've got the new moon coming up and then the full moon coming up, which does raise some intensity. But let's get right to what's going on today and for the rest of the week. Words to navigate this week would be love, kindness, understanding, compassion. These are going to be your good mantras because there are some intense energies that could be bringing up some communication issues, confusion issues, issues that are like, I'm really not sure what's going on, but you can feel something's going on. Let's start with Sunday. It's a 10-1 angel numerology day, divine dreams and wishes all being made, the end of one cycle, the beginning of another cycle, and we have our wheel of fortune, a cyclical nature of our life's journey, you could say. And this card as a whole predicts life's, as it already is, going well, or it soon will be. But this card also symbolizes free will over predetermination. In other words, not everything in our lives is been set out in stone, contrary to popular belief. So the Wheel of Fortune says at any given moment you have these elements, the lion, the rabbit, the lens, and the monkey, which is the primate, all at play with the Wheel of Fortune. We also have the yin yang, which is balance symbol between the masculine and the feminine, showing up as a sunburst. We also have this particular disc right here, which is showing on its edge, not face on. So palmistry is involved, all kinds of divinations involved. In other words, use your divination skills to change the course of destiny if you want to. If things are not going very well, you've got the opportunity to change it with the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the moon on Sunday is in Scorpio, and the sun is clashing with Jupiter. The less said, the better on Sunday, while any wild energy works through and goes like water under a bridge energy. Moving on to Monday. Monday, we have the Six of Cups. Now, the Six of Cups is traditionally a wild and dreamy card, as depicted in this almost Alice in Wonderland yellow brick road energy on the bottom, and we see our person just looking up at the really odd rainbow that's not really a rainbow at all. It's just colors in the sky. We have one of our cups acting like a hot air balloon, and then we have this fish just swimming in its own ocean. So diplomacy and keep going is the order of the day because it's a number 2 angel numerology day. The Six of Cups is a day to indulge in the feeling good energy. Use your imagination to conjure up feelings of whimsy and fancy on Monday. Use your imagination to solve problems or as a way to encourage the start of a creative project. Be careful of letting yourself create too many unrealistic expectations. The moon finally moves into Sagittarius. It's been in Scorpio for an age. It may seem like destiny has a hand in the events that are happening today because we're going back into calmer times, calmer waters. Moving on to Tuesday, we have the Ace of Wands. Now, we've got an angel numerology number 3, gentle guidance and encouragement from those in the spirit world, including your ascended masters, your ascended loved ones, and The Ace of Wands talks about a burst of active energy, sparking a call to action for something brand new. Now, this spark of creation could be just the distraction we need to move projects along and attract the right kind of attention to it. The moon is in Sagittarius, and we're in the waning cycle as we edge towards the new moon next week. Use the time to make peace with what is and accept what isn't. There's a difference. Acceptance is all about personal empowerment. Moving on to Wednesday. On Wednesday, we see the Two of Swords and a blindfolded dancer holding two swords. What do I do? This way or that way, blinded by fear, not seeing the full picture, not paying attention to everything that's going on. A day of inner pondering and inner pondering for absolutely no good or no apparent reason. This card speaks to resistance to change, or the wanting to hold on to information because you're fearful of what may or may not happen. The blindfolded dancer is keeping her eyes closed for fear of being exposed, or for fear of being found out, or for fear that someone's going to say something to somebody that they're not going to like. That is all mental conjecture. It is not necessarily what's happening. So, the moon is quickly moving through Capricorn and squares Neptune on Wednesday, followed by squaring up of Saturn. So this brings the potential for awkward emotions and feelings. Now, my friends, step aside from the conflicts by being integrous and intentional with everything you say. It will be a good day to do some inner work, being as this tarot card is speaking to not working with integrity and not being intentional with your words, if that makes sense. It's a little bit like hiding in plain sight. You don't really want to do that. You also don't want to show up all your fears. Moving into Thursday. On Thursday, we have the Justice card. No accident the Justice should come up on the after the Two of Swords. It's a number 5, Angel Numerology Day, so turning the upcoming changes into your personal adventures. The Justice card is all about fairness in legal or contractual matters. It would be best to use the arm of justice rather than forcing the issue and pushing your agenda on people. Go look at the contracts. Make sure you're following along. This also has a tendency for setting a higher than realistic expectation of other people. In other words, if you know somebody can't do what you're asking them to do, then don't put them in a box by forcing their hand. It's the same goes for if someone's trying to force your hand and push you into a corner by making an unrealistic expectation of you, or compromising you in some way. You're going to have to go to the legal system to sort it out. Let's see. Create harmony and balance on Thursday when this card shows up. So this is all about creating harmony and balance. Moving on to Friday. It's a number 6 Angel Numerology Day. Alter the point of view and review your plans if necessary. It's a King of Water Day. He's the moody, emotional leader. The King of Cups, or the King of Water, is willing to show up and show compassion and empathy when others need it. That's who we go to when I don't feel good about this and I want some help with it. He's the leader to smooth over emotional troubles. However, heed this warning. He can be ruthless when necessary. So make sure your requests for emotional counsel and comfort come with honest intentions. Now, we're in the last quarter moon of this cycle in the sign of Capricorn. So consider the challenges you might be facing like stepping stones toward getting what you want. Don't get everything in one big step, but we might be getting it if we take our time, following the emotional or the spiritual breadcrumbs. Saturday, that's kind of a fun card. 4 of Coins, a number 7 Angel Numerology Day. I like the number 7, it's magical. Focus on what's unseen as well as what you do see. The Four of Coins is about being sensible with your saving and your resources, making sure you're holding things on in the right way. There's nothing wrong or frowned upon by saving for a rainy day, providing you're not hoarding or getting greedy with it. Sometimes when we find ourselves in the lack or the scarcity mindset, when we get a windfall, the fear of spending it, letting it go, takes over. So this is where save where you need to save, be grateful that you got to save, grateful that you got the cushion, and then you'll know and you'll feel when it's right to start sharing again. The moon has moved into Aquarius on Saturday. It's also sextiling Neptune with the conjoining of Pluto in this whole mix. So things could be pretty intense on Saturday. Use your imagination to unlock the door to transformation. So, kind of a all over the place energy this week, with the midweek looking at checks and balances, harmony, working on the contracts, making sure we're not stepping outside of our lines, and above all, being integrous with our words and intentionals with our actions. Right, my friends, I'll see you tomorrow morning for the Divine Daily Blast. Thanks for being with me. Bye for now.